Hello, everybody. In today's session, we will be covering print management in Dynamics 365. And print management is a feature where you have more capability or more control over your prints or reports. In a variety of ways, you can control those. So, in this Contoso environment, in a USMF company, I will show, for example, by going to accounts receivable module, and then you can go to the form setup here in the setup group, and then forms group. You will go to the form setup, and here you can see the print management. And then you have various documents in accounts receivable module where you can have capability to define it and define a different reports as per your requirements. So, for example, in customer invoice, if I create new, so the original uh, or copy options are available, and in original means when you print the original from sales invoice, that is not a free text invoice, but sales invoice produced through a sales order. So, there in the original, you can define a report design here. So, this is the option available, and this is a very good option when you have multiple report formats, and you want to have control over the formats. So this is how you can define in this lookup different control. So if I go to another company like USRT, and you might be having multiple legal entities. So the print management here, what you define can have a different design also. So for example, if I delete this one means it will use the standard or out of the box feature. It will not affect the other company, which is USMF. So USMF will still has the invoice format which you have defined. It means you can have a different customer invoice or sales invoice per legal entity. So this is a very good feature, and but for how you will populate, how you will basically define the report. Okay, you know, you must be knowing how to develop the report as a technical consultant or as a developer, but how the reports will appear here. So this is the topic which we'll be covering here. So we will start with the Visual Studio, and in the Visual Studio I will show you just one class which is very important for this to offer you multiple invoice formats. So we'll go to the print management classes here, and you can find here uh, a report, our class which is called print management report format populator. So I will just show you the code here. This is the parent class or the base class, which is having different methods inside it, and there is a region ISO code also defined, and there is this method protected void add documents, which is very important when you need to add multiple documents within the print management. For example, for sales invoice, or maybe the sales confirmation, or maybe purchase confirmation. So this is very important. And then you can have an extension class, a look over the extension class, which is already in a kitting model. So you can open and see the code here, and you can see that this is an extension or enhancement of the base class print management report format populator. And when you write an extension, means you are basically enhancing the existing functionality. So it is an out of the box also for specific, when it is a specific feature, kitting feature is enabled, then only these additional designs will be shown here. So this is the way how you will basically You define these macros here, which are used, and then okay, for this you can ignore this because this is checking a feature whether it is enabled or not. For you will remove this and only you will use this dot add other. So this means the reference to the current instance of the class, and you will just write an COC chain of command for the add documents method, and within that you can call the add other method, and then you define an enum, for example, for sales order invoice. If you want to have a sales quotation or confirmation or sales order packing slip or sales order confirmation, it is up to you. You can define that one as well. If you have different design uh, per legal entity, so that is up to you. So this is the way how you will define it. So after looking into this sample, and it is always good to have an example or sample class in your view so that you can recreate a similar class for your own needs. So what we are going to do is first we'll create a new project which will be basically enhancement to the sales invoice design. So uh, finance and operation will be the type template, and I will choose here the sales invoice, and prefixing a project and is very good in order to see the similar object in which are being customized in a sorted way in AOT application object tree. So I will just create the project here, and this is a blank project now created in PKR model. So if you are new, you can definitely create your own model, uh, and I have defined in my series or playlist of technical topics or development topics how to create a model. In a very initial video, you will find that one. So you can create a model and designate as a default model, or you can reference further models which exist already in AOT. So now, since I created a project, so default it is created within a default model, and next, first of all, I need to have different design of my report. Then I will need to create an extension of this class. So to start with, I will just see in PKR model, this application suite must be referred in order to create the extension to this class. So I will double check this. Go to the model management, update model parameter, and I will choose my model, which is a PKR model. In your case, you can find your own model which you have created within which you are creating a project. So you'll just select next, and here are the reference packages or models. Within this, you must have this application suite, and that is here referred. So we are okay with this. Okay, so we don't need to change anything. So I will cancel it. I will just right click, and this option should be shown here, create code extension. If it is not shown, it means this class basically is not referred in my current model. So I need to refer it. So in this case, I will create code extension, and automatically it will pick the parent class or base class name, and then my model name, and then underscore extension. So I can open it, and this is a blank skeleton for this class. So remaining what I can do here, basically keeping in view the other this kitting extension, I can just open the code here. I will just copy these macros. It's very simple. If you follow the samples within any, if you can find any of the class which is similar to your class, it's very easy to implement your requirement. So you just copy this one, the method here, add documents, protected void, and here next add documents, the next implementation, if any. So it will be called, and we are only interested here sales order invoice, not in anything else. Also, we don't need this to check whether feature is enabled or not. So I will remove that, and I will also remove unnecessary lines. So I am only interested in this line because I need to have different design for the sales invoice per legal entity. So this is the line now which I need to amend definitely, because I will have a sales invoice report. So a different design here, not getting sales invoice. So I will just comment it until I create a SSRS report design for my basic needs. So this is it. First, I will just duplicate the report and change, apply any changes and make the design per legal entity, and then I will uncomment and modify this. So I will keep this as it is for now, and I don't need this one now. Then what I need to do is go to the reports node here, find sales invoice report. It is in application suite, which is already referred, but you cannot create an extension to report. You have the only option is duplicate in project. So a duplicate of this sales invoice will be created in your project so that you can modify. Microsoft does not allow modification in the existing reports or standard reports. So here a copy is produced. So I will just rename this as PKR sales invoice. Okay, so everything else like data sets, which are basically referring to DP class, data provider class, and a temporary table. I don't need to change anything. These are the localized designs, means region wise, like this is for Hungary and Poland, maybe Czechoslovakia, and this Taiwan, I think, Malaysia, so Japan and Italy, SA, Saudi Arabia. So it is different local wise when the feature is enabled for the localization. So I'm interested in this design. We will just explore how it looks. This is the standard report design. Okay, so this is the standard, typical standard design. So I'm not interested to put more time into designing effort in this, because the main topic is how to have different design per legal entity. So what I will do is simply I will create a duplicate for this, two duplicates. Okay, so two duplicates are created, and one duplicate I will do for USMF company, and the other one I will just check which one is. So other one is USRT. So I will name it as USRT. You can, as per your requirement, you can give the names, whatever legal entities you are having. So these are two designs which I have created by duplicating the original design. Just go to the USMF design here, and what I will do is I will just insert a text box. Okay, so in order to just show that it is our USMF, I will select, I will increase the font size here. Same, I can copy and save this design, close, and then USRT. This is only for testing purpose, but you can definitely change the design of your report whatever way you like, because this is also sometime looks like a very simple thing, but sometime when you are designing your report, it takes a lot of time. So here I will put USRT in order to show that this is a different design, and that's it. I will just close. What I need to do is deploy reports here. So deploy will basically build also, but I forget to basically change the original line here, so that it is as per the new designs. So I will just open the class here, and now I will uncomment this line and also duplicate line, because we are having two designs now, and the name of the report is sales invoice. So I'll put the sales invoice here, and you can see here the enum value is same and the add other method is called here. I will just put this name of the report here, and here the report design name is USMF, and here it is USRT. So these are two different designs which we have created. No, actually the name of the report here is PKR sales invoice. PKR sales invoice. So once done, I can just rebuild. So the build is completed. Now I can just refresh in D365 environment. So now while within USMF, I can go to the print management. Okay, then in customer invoice, go to the original and see the lookup here. You will find both of the designs are appearing. So I will choose USMF in this one, and then I can just go navigate away and again come so that I can check the settings are saved. Okay, then I go to the USRT, go to the print management, and in the customer invoice, create the new, and here just pick USRT. Okay, so navigate away and then come back. So it is still USRT, so the changes are saved. So now I will just print the report so that our changes are shown. Go to the sales order and any invoice sales order I will pick. Go to the invoice journal then. Okay, so this one I will pick. Go to the invoice journal. So within the invoice journal, you can go to the view and go to the use print management. So you can see here the report design in which we put this text is shown in USRT. So now we'll go to the USMF. Okay, so in the USMF company, pick any of the invoice sales order, go to the invoice journal and go to view and use print management. So you can see at the bottom that this USMF text is shown here, showing that our design for this report is quite visible, which is specific to the legal entity. So in this way, we have used print management to have a different design per legal entity basis, and we have selected those designs in print management after creating or duplicating the report from the existing one. So I think this will be useful for different organizations which have multiple sister entities or subsidiaries, and they want to have a different design per legal entity. I hope this was a useful session, and I welcome all of your comments. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.